Hi and welcome to another section, unit testing. In this section we will see everything about Spies and how we can do behavior-driven development. This will improve your unit testing code. We will also see how we can use code coverage, and at the end of this section we will cover browser testing and how we can do that very easily. Hi and welcome to Use Spies in your tests. In this video we're going to see how we can use spy on within Jasmine. We will see end.call true, end.call fake, and maybe some other end.call functions. And we'll see how we can check when a function has been called with certain parameters. Hi, for this video I created a gambling game for you. So what we have here is an index.js file, and you will take a look at 9, and when you perform a right guess you get, hey, we won the lottery, right? And when it's not that, you will say that we lose. You lose the lottery. Pretty sad, but okay, this doesn't matter. So first of all we are gonna take a look at the code. So here we have a random dice function. We ask to the random dice for the gambling, and then we look at process.argv, the second in that array, and that's a guess. And then we see if the guess is equals the gambling number, right? So when we now go and take a look into random dice, we have here a function which you can pass a boolean, and if that boolean is big we have a dice with 20, and when it's small or when it's false there we have a dice with 6, and then we generate a random number, right? We also have here our Jasmine tests, but they are empty. We will fill them up later in this video. So when we perform here Jasmine, you will see that we have one spec, but doesn't do a lot, right? We're going to see how spy on works with Jasmine. First of all, I'm going to remove this line. So random init is a little bit isolated here, so we need to create an object so we can return these both functions to our end user, right? So I'll make here gambling, and then here we have our other function, and then here we can say this dot get random int, right? Now we need to adapt our code here, dot gambling. Now we can copy paste our random dice right here. Of course, now we need to write our spy. Now we can say spy on. First our object random dice, and then the name of our function. Now we can do random dice dot gambling true, and then we can say we expect spy to have been called. One thing to notice is that random dice is not in the same folder as our test files, so we need to adapt this, right? Because we need to go one level up. Now we can perform Jasmine, and we see that our test is working. That's great, right? You did an awesome job. So now we spied on get random init, and we say, hey, random init needs to be called. So now we know that in our code that method has been called, and we can test on that. So that's great, right? Now we will see how we can use end.call true and end.call fake. Well, in here we can use .end.call true. This will just go through our method. It will generate a random int and will just execute the whole code, right? So that's really great when you just want to execute the code and just want to use the spy on top of that. That still works, but imagine that you want to have a fake call. And we want to return, for example, 5. Still works, right? So then here we can say that our random number needs to be 5. It still works. That's great, right? So within our code, we can also see if it has been called with a certain parameter. So in our case, we will test if it's been called with 20 or with 6. So I'm gonna copy paste this code. And then here I can say have been called with 20. So we can do the same with 6. And that works. So that's great, right? So when you have more parameters, you can just define them right here. If you have just, for example, one like justmine.any, and then here object, for example, then your second parameter can of type object, but it doesn't matter what is in the object. You can do the same with, for example, a date, when you have a parameter like date, right? In this video we saw how we could use spies, and it's really handy to use them, so I really recommend you to use spies in your unit test.